Hey everybody, I'm Clark Carlisle, and I was wondering what y'all think of the names Babe Ruth, Jackie Robinson, Hank Aaron, and Miguel Cabrera. Because what I think of is home runs, RBIs, stolen bases, and the greatest game ever played. Today I'm going to talk to y'all a little bit about the history of baseball, the rules of baseball, the greatest players to ever play, and a little bit about how it has grown around the world. A little bit about the history of baseball is the first game was played in 1791 in Massachusetts. I would say the biggest position to change over the course of time would be catching, because in catching, the first catcher's mask was introduced in 1877, and they used to stand 5 to 10 feet behind the hitter, which nowadays they stand directly behind the hitter to catch the ball. Back then they acted more like a goalie, and they would just knock the ball down. In 1920, the Negro League was introduced into the league, and some of the greatest players came from the Negro League. Now I'd like to talk a little bit about the rules of the game, and that's why I brought this here today. This right here shows where the infield is. There's 4 positions in the infield. There's third base, shortstop, second, and first base. The pitcher is the one that dictates the tempo of the game and controls the speed of it. The pitcher throws it to the catcher, where the catcher either catches it or the hitter hits it. The hitter stands either on the right side or the left side of the plate. And now I'm going to talk a little bit about the outfield. There's 3 positions in the outfield. There's left field, center field, and right field. Alright, now I'm going to talk a little bit about hitting. Hitting consists of 3 strikes, and if you reach 3 strikes, you're out. There's 4 balls, and 4 balls you get to reach first base safely. There's a few ways of reaching base, and those are walking, getting hit by a pitch, reaching base safely on a base hit, a double, a triple, or a home run. A double is with the swing of a bat, the ball would either go in the gap or something, it would hit off something, and you would make it to second base without stopping. The same thing with the triple. You would run from first base to second base to third base without stopping. And now home run, there's 2 different ways you can hit a home run. You can hit one over the fence, and then you can just trot along the bases and score a run. Or you can hit an inside the park home run, which is a lot more rare. You hit it down, some fields have deep alleys, some fields have weird quirks to them, and they'll bounce funny, and you can make it all the way around the bases without stopping and without air. These lines right here are where the first base coach stands and the third base coach stands. These guys will help direct the runner on what to do in certain situations when the ball is hit. These circles right here would be the on-deck circles. It's where the hitter stands if he wants to, or while he's waiting to go up to bat. Right here is the dugouts. That's where the rest of the team would stand if they're not playing or not in the game. Alright, and that is all I got for the rules of the game, with the exception of, there's many different rules of the game, and they're just now starting to implement technology into the game. They're bringing in instant replay, which they'll do for foul balls, home runs, just to make sure that they get them right. And I hope one day that they'll start using instant replay for close plays at the plate or anywhere in big situations in the game. Now we'll move on to talk a little bit about some of the greatest players in the game. Babe Ruth is one of the greatest players to play the game. He hit a lot of home runs, a lot of RBIs, and he did a lot of good for the game of baseball. But a lot of people don't know that he had 94 wins as a pitcher in his baseball career. He did a lot of good for the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees throughout his career. Jackie Robinson was the first African American player to play in the game. He was introduced into the big leagues in 1947, where he had to endure a lot of criticism, a lot of racism, and he could not fight back. If y'all have ever seen the movie 42, y'all will understand this, and I recommend it to all of y'all. It is a great movie about a guy that has tremendous character and courage. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about Hank Aaron. He is one of the cleanest players in the game. He hit 755 home runs throughout his career. That is second all-time to Barry Bonds. He did it in a time where it was very difficult for African Americans to play, and he just kept on persevering and kept on playing and fighting hard. Today, one of the greatest players in the game that is currently still playing is Miguel Cabrera. In 2012, he hit for the Triple Crown, which is leading the league in home runs, RBIs, and batting average. That's the first time that has been done since 1967, which is a tremendous accomplishment. Now, a little bit about the growth of baseball throughout the world. Baseball is made up of 28.4% from other countries. That is a lot higher than any other year that the Major League has been around. The biggest country that contributes to that is the Dominican Republic. They make up 11% of the Major League Baseball players on Major League rosters. Major League Baseball, baseball was introduced to the Olympics in 1912. It was played throughout the years, and it just was taken out in 2008, and it was ended. Major League Baseball is a huge part of America and all around the world, because everybody aspires to be in the major leagues. I just hope that all of y'all understand the significance of the game, learned a little bit about the history, the rules, the players, and the growth it has all around the world. Thank y'all, and I hope y'all have learned something special.